L'chaim, l'chaim. So I was asked to speak in English and to have in mind the people that are watching from around the world and joining us in this Farbrengen. The Bachram will listen, but talking to others. No good Yom Tiv. We're here together from all over the world, whoever is still awake, together with us here in the Daldamas for Rebbe, in the Heilige Daldamas, Farbrengen on this Yom HaBohir, a lichtige Tag. It's a day that brought us light. And this is a Yom Simcha, where Chassidim, I believe it was one of the first days where Chassidim celebrated in Deir HaShvi, a emes a Yom Tiv, for Rebbe, gemacht a Sude, verbrengt. I heard from a chassid, I don't remember who it was, who expressed himself about Rosh Chodesh Kislev. And he said Rosh Chodesh Kislev is a day that expresses the Ave Psoris von der Chassid zum Rebbe und von der Rebbe zu Chassidim. And I think it's because on this day, through the experiences of what happened from Shmini Atzeres Lamed Ches, and then through the incredible simcha that came from Chassidim on Rosh Chodesh, you saw the Ava of Chassidim. It brought out the etzem connection of a Chassid with the Rebbe and the Rebbe to Chassidim. We learn in Hayom Yom where as a Rebbe, by Rebbe is anders, by Rebbe is the Rebbe nicht elend, and Chassidim are not lonely, because there's the love, the Ava, zwischen a Chassid und Rebbe zu Chassidim. And from then, this day became a Yom Simcha. Here we are, and we make a bracha, we danken up the Rebbe, she'osa nisim la'aviseinu, velonu, bayomim oheim ubizman hazeh. So I was asked to share a little bit about Bayomim Ahaim and how it relates to Bizman Hazeh. So I was a young boy. I was 10 years old at the time. So all I could do is share a little bit from the vantage point of a 10-year-old. And it's actually amazing. It's amazing how I was by the Rebbe, of course, for many years of Chasteda. And yet the memories and the connection that is clear and vivid by me today from all the times I was by the Rebbe. And that stays with you. That's because all the people around me that I was watching, that I was seeing, expressed that Ave Psoris zum Rebbe. So I'll share a little bit. L'chaim. I had this chus that my father would bring the family every Simchas Torah to the Rebbe. And of course, that was the highlight. So that year in particular, I remember standing on the bleachers. I wasn't like in later years where I was able to be up front, be able to see the Rebbe up close and in the front and the ches. At that time, I was on the back of the shul, completely in the back of the shul. Of course, it was packed. We stood there together. There was no room to move. And the Rebbe comes in, and everything's very freilach. The Rebbe is standing facing the front of the shul. And we're all the way in the back. There are thousands of people in the shul. And there's a lot of noise. very noisy. And all of a sudden you hear a piercing cry, mamish, from such a distance. All the noise. And you hear the Rebbe's voice crying out, Ata reis avodas, ki Hashem hu elikim. And then the whole crowd roars back, Pashut. And I could feel it now, how I was there 10 years old. You know, for many years, Baruch Hashem, we're on Shlichus. We have a community in the Beis Chabad, in the shul. And many times, Simchas Torah, I get up and I want to share with them about Simchas Torah. And I was there so many years, so many experiences. And somehow, many times, I go back and I talk to them about the time that I was in the back of the shul and hearing the Rebbe say, Ata Reisa. I remember that more than all the other times. And then came the Hakafa that you all know about, when all of a sudden there was an incredible commotion, and everyone's screaming, Arois, Arois, and people are running out of the shul. They saw the Rebbe isn't feeling good. The Rebbe sat down, and they felt that there needs to be air in the shul. I remember the windows breaking in the Weiber shul so that people could go out. There could be air coming in for the Rebbe. And the place was emptying out. I didn't know where to go, so I stayed on the bleachers. And after the shul was much emptier than before, the Rebbe continued with Hakafis, as you're all well aware. And finally, I went down from the bleachers when I saw the Rebbe. I remember the Rebbe sitting down. I remember seeing the doctor go over with a quart of water. And finally, the last time I decided, I'm running down. I wanted to see the Rebbe. The Rebbe's walking out of the shul. And I saw the Rebbe halfway. And that's when I saw the Rebbe's face. The Rebbe's face was pale. And I went over to an older bacher. He was 15 years old. And I said to him that I heard someone say that the Rebbe's not well. The Rebbe's sick. He looked at me. He said, Chas v'sholem. How can you say such a thing? At that time, the way the Rebbe, you looked at the Rebbe, all you knew was the Rebbe chayis and simcha and keach, and it's the Rebbe. The Rebbe is not feeling well. How could that be? Then I remember going outside after the Rebbe left. We were outside as a kid. I'm there in a sea of black. All the chassidim are standing outside of 70. The Rebbe is going into the sukkah. The Rebbe is going out of the sukkah. Everyone is waiting to see what's going to happen. And then all of a sudden there was a siren from an ambulance. I was standing right by the steps outside of 70 near the sidewalk. And I remember looking, and as soon as that siren came on, everyone, they thought for a second that for the Rebbe. So someone stood up right away and announced that unfortunately someone fell, but it's not for the Rebbe. And then the next day, of course, we were standing there, and the doctors were coming, and police brought doctors all the way to be able to bring them faster. They came with police escorts. And I was watching all this. I'm watching them all go in. It was late at night on Shmini Atzeres. My father told me to go home and go to sleep. And my father, together with sein Ageshet Verlange Yoren, Rabbi Yael Khan, and my father-in-law, Rabbi Katzman, and other Chassidim, I don't know who they are, a minion of Chassidim decided they're going to go to the Ohel. And that night, in the middle of the night, of course, then there was no house by the Ohel. They hardly knew the way to the Ohel. But they walked in the middle of the night to come to the Ohel and to daven. And then the next day, when the Rebbe gave instructions that the Rebbe wants the Chassidim should be happy. And there should be simcha. And I remember standing there for hours, standing myself amongst hundreds of people dancing, and I was just watching. I was watching all these older people dancing and crying. Pashit, the Rebbe said to go on Talucha. Pashit, tears going down their eyes, down their cheeks, down their beards. And I'm standing there, I'm a little kid, I'm watching. And what I saw at that time, I was watching the Ave from Chassidim to the Rebbe. Pashit, simple Ave. You saw it on everybody's faces. You saw it in their expressions. And that's what Chassidim were totally connected to the Rebbe at that time. And always, of course. And then came Matzah Yom Tif. And I still remember where I was standing myself when the Sikha came on. The Rebbe spoke from his room. And the Rebbe started off the Sikha, which we all now see on video. And we heard the Rebbe's voice. And then I went back to Detroit. As a child, that whole month, being in shul in the morning every day for davening. We had a whole a whole crowd that used to come for davening in shul. And then it came the time when a mishaberach was said for the Rebbe. So there was the Gabbai. The Gabbai said mishaberach for everyone. But then the Shliach, Rabbi Kagan Olav Shalom, used to go up and say a mishaberach only for the Rebbe. And I remember as a child, Pashut, your heart was in pain. All the kids, everyone there, everyone was quiet and still, listening to the mishaberach and davening. That whole month, everyone was waiting. When is it going to change? What's going to be? When is the Rebbe going to be better? When is the Rebbe going to go out of his room? Where they treated it like a hospital at that time. And then came Rosh Chodesh Kislev night. And about 1 o'clock in the morning, my teacher, Rabbi Steins, came into my house, literally came into my house, came into my bedroom, and he wakes me up. It was 1 or 2 in the morning. And he wakes me up, that's Rosh Chodesh Kislev and Excerpt Farbrengen. I come to the shul, and over there's other classmates coming in because he went to their houses also. And from 1 o'clock till 5 in the morning, we were sitting. It was hard. We were woken up in the middle of the night, a kid, and we're watching these chassidim, watching these shluchim, singing, dancing, crying, calling New York constantly, and hearing how the whole Olam is dancing, and how the Sefer Torahs are coming out, and how the whole world is celebrating. And we were there till 5, 6 in the morning, Rosh Chodesh Kislev. That was my first Rosh Chodesh Kislev as a 10-year-old. This was a Rosh Chodesh Kislev then. You know, someone was telling me, saying Rosh Chodesh Kislev, he says, as a chassid, most people today that grew up and they have the every single day, and they learn Mamarim, and they see the videos, and they look around and they see the thousands of shluchim, and they hear all the sichas that the Rebbe spoke about Eretz Yisrael. Everything that we were raised and imbued by the Rebbe. Today, most of what we know was from after the Rosh Chodesh Kislev. Rosh Chodesh Kislev Lamed Ches. Rosh Chodesh Kislev is a celebration for Chassidim where we say Ashreinu Matev Chalkeinu. As mir haben dem Rebbe. We have the Rebbe now. Rosh Chodesh Kislev was celebrated every year until Gimel Tammuz, and it became stronger. And then after Gimel Tammuz, because Chassidim have the essential connection with the Rebbe. the Ave Psaris zum Rebbe. And Chassidim know that the Rebbe, as a Neshama Klolis, as a Rebbe, the Rebbe cares about every single Yid. And therefore this Ave that the Rebbe has is for every single Yid. So Rosh Chodesh Kislev is our time when we share with ourselves and we share with the world the love and the connection that the Rebbe has with every single Yid around the world. And especially in Eretz Yisrael. We all heard the Rebbe's sichos, where the Rebbe spoke. You saw the pain by the Rebbe when the Rebbe spoke about anything negative that was happening in Eretz Yisrael. You felt it. The care that the Rebbe has to every Yid. And this is why we were zeicha today, Rosh Chodesh Kislev, this year, where you have Yidden on the other side of the world. Yidden that for the last over a month are in such pain, where their own immediate relatives are now being held by terrorists, by Rotzchim, by Seini Yisrael. They're in pain and they're looking for comfort. And they're looking to daven. And they join the Rebbe's shliach to come here to the Ohel to pour out their hearts because the shluchim of the Rebbe taught them and teach them and share with them that the Rebbe loves them. And that the Rebbe is a place, the Ohel is a place where you could come and pour out your heart, and surely you'll have the brachas and yeshuas. Listen, we're by Excerpt Farbrengen, was Excerpt Farbrengen kenufton, mach b'chol keneshufton, and we should be able to say l'chaim, that we should feel that connection, and we should be able to feel it with every Yid. I want to conclude, and I want to speak to all of us, that we have now a great responsibility. We have the responsibility now in this matzah, which we all understand, that we have to be the voice of the Rebbe. And we have to share this with every Yid and every Chassid. And we have to bring the Rebbe's Mivtzayim, Tefillin, Mezuzah, Eisen Sefer Torah, all the Mivtzayim. And we share with the world the need to have emunah and betochen and to be proud to be a Jew. We have to share this now with everyone we come in contact with. And the Eibusher will help that Rosh Chodesh Kislev of this year should be the day that we, each and every one of us, could go out on our mission and do everything possible on our part. And we should be able to celebrate together as Chassidim, as Yidden, together with the Rebbe very soon with the coming of Mashiach. L'chaim.